Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. CP Reports here. So, breaking news. The Beck Theatre has been saved by Parkwood Theatres. So, I'm going to read you the news article on Hiddenden website, Hiddenden Council website in a minute. But as you know, we have been following this from demos to listen to reading stuff and everything, and we were scared that the theatre would be shut. The Beck Theatre is a massive what is it called, community hub, sorry. And I'm going to play you a clip now of the director of the Beck Theatre and what he had to say as well at one of the demos and why the theatre should be saved. So the video I'm going to play you now will explain why the campaign that we have been following from the start was going, and then I will read you briefly the response of Parkwood Theatre that is on the Hiddenden website.
Any questions you like, but before we get to that point, I want to share a timeline of the events that have brought us to this point. So in 2021, we engaged with the London Borough of Hillingdon, LBH, about our lease, which was due to end in June 2022. At that point, LBH explained that they needed to do some work on a long-term cultural strategy. And with that in mind, we agreed to a short 2-year extension, taking us to June of this year, to enable LBH to complete that work. That work never happened. Back in November last year, we worked with council officers to create a paper to be put in front of Cabinet. In the creation of this paper, Trafalgar Theatres made it crystal clear that they wanted to be here for the long term. We discussed 30-year leases and even offered to purchase this site from the council. The paper was clear. Officers recommended that LBH extend the lease of this theatre as there simply wasn't a viable alternative. The paper was due to go before Cabinet in February, but then was postponed to March. Then it was postponed to April, then it was pulled altogether. On the 2nd of May this year, the corporate director of the place visited me here to tell me in person that LBH were backing out of lease negotiations and wouldn't be in a position to fund a theatre anymore. That was just 6 weeks before our lease was due to end. We worked around the clock to rescue that position. LBH agreed to let us stay until the end of the year so we could continue to work to find a solution that protected this theatre. Throughout May, June and July, we sent repeated emails calling out the programme risk and highlighting the fact that we were unable to book shows from January onwards. These emails received no response. In July, we sent a letter to the council chief exec, Councillor Lavery, and other LBH officers in which we called out the critical risk of delay. We also set out that we would make the theatre work on a zero subsidy if the council agreed to a 3-year trial. We explained clearly that we needed an agreement fast, and we set a deadline of the 13th of September for a deal to be done. LBH agreed to meet with us, and we got around the table on the 15th of August. Present at that meeting was LBH's Corporate Director of Property, Corporate Director of Finance, Corporate Director of Place, and Councillor Lavery. They were joined by Trafalgar Theatre's Chief Exec, Commercial Director, Regional Director, and me. Having made it incredibly clear to the Council just how committed we were to protecting this theatre, I expected that meeting to go well. Instead, I felt hostility emanating from LBH's representatives. Following that incredibly challenging meeting, we sent across our financial accounts and a report on the condition of the building as requested, and we chased the Council for an update in late August, but received no response. On the 11th of September, we wrote to LBH pointing out that the deadline was fast approaching and inquiring if they needed anything else from us. We received no response. We also received no further communication from them before the deadline of the 13th of September, which came and went. On the 14th of September, Trafalgar Theatres wrote to LBH to confirm their intention, as stated in the July letter, that they were now forced to begin exit preparations. On the 16th of September, LBH wrote to offer Trafalgar a 9-month extension and provided them with terms that opened us up to uncapped building repairs risk. This was so far from being workable that we politely declined. Since then, colleagues and I have sought repeatedly meaningful clarity from LBH on the future so that we may share that news with our 100 or so staff and volunteers. We have received none. Now, before we move on to questions, I want to share an extract of the letter sent by Trafalgar Theatre's Chief Exec.
So, as you can hear in that, this theatre closing would have been heartbreaking for the staff and the staff, especially Steve Sargent, who you heard in that clip. He is the theatre director who I have met personally in my time within my role outside of this channel, and like to see and hear Steve's voice in that clip I just played you would have been heartbreaking. I'm just going to read you a small section of a news article I have found that has got the managing director of Parkwood Theatre's response in it, and this guy is called, this person, sorry, is called Tony Doherty, and he is the managing director of Parkwood Theatres, and he has said, "We are delighted to be working with Hillingdon Council to score a long-term future for the Beck Theatre in Hillingdon, and look forward to preserving its legacy while bringing fresh and exciting opportunities to the stage. Our commitment is to make this venue vibrant hub for creativity, community, and unforgettable performances." And as somebody who teaches sign language at the theatre to their choir, I am over the moon to see the theatre staying open. And I would just like to thank everybody who has supported the campaign and also who has got behind our videos and got the message out there that this theatre needs to stay open. So until the next one, guys, keep safe, respect, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.